Hey everyone! It is Thursday. I always forget which day it is until I do these. And it's Twitter Thursdays. And it's another night of hockey. So I'm pausing it right now. That's Sean in the background. He's excited. We're pausing it so I can shoot this video because sometimes it takes forever to load. And then I know that YouTube Capture was giving you guys... Well, that YouTube Capture is the app that I use to film these because it's made for YouTube, so it's supposed to be easier, but it's being harder and it's flipping things upside down, and people are saying the video is stalling, and I'll see what I can do on my side, but I have a feeling it's just a problem with the app, so I'm really sorry, but I'm working on it, okay? And I hear you. Oh, and I got a new P.O. box because it's hard when I share a suite with a lot of different psychiatrists and therapists, and everybody's kind of coming in and out, and sometimes mail gets lost in the shuffle, and I've been really frustrated trying to hunt things down and calling somebody who was there the day that I knew it arrived and blah, blah, blah. So I will put my new P.O. box down below, so you can check that out if you ever want to send me anything instead of sending it to my office, or I have 2 different offices, instead of sending it there, to send it to the P.O. box. And now on to questions on Twitter. So the first one comes from Allison Rhodes, and she was asking why she has such a difficult time remembering memories from childhood. It's sad and frustrating. And sometimes, if you want to look back at my dissociation video, there are times when we will kind of dissociate for long periods of time. And it's almost called, I think it's called dissociation with amnesia, or I'm going to do more videos on it. I'd have to look at my DSM because it's under the same kind of, that same kind of diagnoses. And we can have amnesia for long periods of time. And sometimes if something traumatic has happened to us, we have trouble recalling like years of time. And people will say, oh yeah, don't you remember when we went on this trip and we had so much fun? And they have so many details, like a cousin or something. And we think, shit, I don't remember any of that. And then it makes us worry and we feel really bad. And then we think, how much of it am I missing? And so that could be why. That's probably my best guess. You can let me know if there's more information, because obviously if you're in my office, I'd ask you for more information because I'm not sure what's gone on or if you think there is a reason. But know that it's pretty normal for us to kind of block certain things out and push it and kind of have amnesia for certain periods of time. So that would be my guess for that, Allison. And now I'm scooting up. Oh, and I have one question by Astra on Twitter. She says she's going to ask her GP for help. How could I start the conversation off? And just like in my, I want to say it was like my first Q&A, and I have the video of relationships and pregnancy. I talk about starting the conversation with people that we love and care about, and it's kind of the same when we're talking to a physician, because a GP, although they're aware of eating disorders, I find it easiest to say something to the effect of, you know, I've been feeling kind of anxious lately, and I find that, you know, it's up to you. It depends on what your struggles are. If it's depression, anxiety, self-harm, eating disorders, you can say, you know, I've been feeling so overly anxious lately that I've been, you know, eating more to cope, or not eating to cope, or scratching myself for a release. Do you have anybody that I could see to talk to about it? Because I'd like to have someone to talk to. And I would try to start it off that way. And you can try different things out, write it out first, see how comfortable you are with different phrasing and different terms and what you are okay saying. And I think it's even fine if you're not comfortable talking to them and saying that you use food or self-harm. If you want to only talk about the anxiety or depression, and just say, I've been feeling really down lately, and it's just all encompassing, and it, you know, I feel like it's just so overwhelming. Is there anybody that I could see to get more help with this? So I would definitely try that out first. And I think that's, I don't know, it's up to you how much you want to share, but I always think it's easier to start out with little bits. Okay. And then I have another question. How can you get back on the road to recovery after a relapse when the guilt and shame are consuming you? And I hear this a lot because it's hard, especially if you've been in recovery for a long time, and it's usually triggered by something really stressful or really difficult, and then we find ourselves backsliding. We're like, ah, right? So how do we get back on track? And to be honest, we have to go back to what used to work. And we all know what worked for us. What helped you distract? What helped you to relax? What helped you to vent? Did you call a friend? Did you journal? How did you get out of it in the first place? We're going to have to go back to those tools. And I know it'll feel like we're returning to kindergarten. You're like, I've already done this a zillion times. But honestly, that's the best way to get ourselves back on track. If you don't know what worked for you and you're like, I don't know, I just somehow got out of it, check out my free workbook on my website, and I'm in the process of putting together other workbooks. If you noticed, I haven't been online quite as much as before. I am reading all of your comments and all of your questions, and I love the interactions. But I'm trying to spend more time so that I can help and give you guys more tools because, the workbook's been out for a while, and I want to give you some other challenges. But download that workbook and start with task 1. That will really help you get back on track. And that was from Jessica on Twitter. And then, let's see, scrolling. Another question from Cassidy, is it always necessary to discuss past experiences when treating eating disorders and self-harm? And I hear this a lot from clients because they don't want to and they're uncomfortable. And they're like, do we have to talk about that? Oh, yeah. It just makes us really uncomfortable. But yes, is the short answer to that question. And the reason being is that all of the research and therapy, if I had like a good crazy editor I could do, I'd be like all these piles of papers would stack up. All the research shows that talking about our past experiences, traumas, stressors, family, they call it like a family dance, like the way our family works together, is really, really pivotal to recovery from anything, from depression, anxiety, self-harm, eating disorder, you name it, because it is through talking about all those details that we can finally leave it in the past. Like, I talked about a question that I was talking about with yesterday's Q&A, when I said you have to kind of let go of those things you're holding back to go forward. And that's really why we have to talk about it, because those things will hold us back even if we just ignore them. They're still attached to us. It's almost like pulling a ball and chain along. If we can actually cut it off and leave it behind, we'll move forward much more quickly and more easily. And to be fair, there are therapies focused on the solution and not on the past and not on the problems. Those are like solution-focused therapy. I mean, that's a pretty simple name. And then I believe there's a couple more. Wow, I'm just really racking my brain now because I just studied this for my potential exam that should come up soon. But there are I want to say there are 2 or 3, even CBT therapy to some extent doesn't focus too much on the past. It focuses more on our thoughts and our actions and how we can fix that and change our firmly held beliefs. So there are therapies if you don't want to do that and you'd rather try. But as far as eating disorders and self-harm go, we do. So I'm sorry. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh my gosh, so tomorrow I'm very excited. I'm going to get my first bridal hairdo. And I love getting my hair done because I don't do my hair. I mean, clearly, obviously. But so I'm getting it done. So I will vlog and let you guys see that. And my friends are coming in town. I'm so excited because I'm having my bridal shower this weekend. So they're flying in and I'm picking them up and they're driving in and we're all going to hang out. So maybe I'll shoot a couple pictures from that and tweet those out. So you might want to follow me on Twitter if you're interested. And leave any comments below. I may vlog tomorrow depending on how I'm doing with my friends being in town. I may not have a chance to do it. So if I don't think I forgot you. I will return on Monday with my regularly scheduled video. But I'll have a lot of girlfriends in town, so it should be a good time. And I hope you all have a wonderful Friday and a wonderful weekend. And I will talk to you all soon. Bye!